Achievement, family. It's about belonging to a vibrant community that strives for greatness in everything. Being a Longhorn means engaging in STEM education, starting your path to college in elementary, and earning a college degree in high school. Being a Longhorn is a choice to lead, to innovate, to thrive in any setting. Here, you'll discover that learning isn't limited to textbooks. We believe in hands-on experiences that ignite creativity and fuel imagination. As a Longhorn, you have the opportunities to grow beyond the classroom, from the stage to the field. It's a great day to be a Longhorn. And when the time comes to graduate, you'll leave with a sense of accomplishment, knowing that you're prepared for whatever the future holds. The pride of being a Longhorn is something that cannot be described. It's better to experience it and feel it. This is Cedar Hill ISD. We educate, empower, and inspire.
Good afternoon, Longhorn volunteers. I want to thank you for showing up this afternoon to join me this afternoon. My name is Dr. Keisha McDonald, Director of FACE, and I will be conducting our volunteer training and orientation for the 2024-2025 school year. Thank you for volunteering your time to serve Cedar Hill ISD. We appreciate your commitment to support the district. CHISD's past, present, and continued future successes are due in large part to the skills, talents, and dedication of our volunteers. CHISD volunteers serve as role models for students and are expected to present themselves in a positive manner. We will now start just reviewing our volunteer process. We'll have a quick overview before we actually go into how you create your volunteer account. CHISD volunteer procedures can be found at chisd.net/volunteer. All volunteers must be approved through cedarhillisd.voly.org in order to volunteer in CHISD. Once a Volley account has been created, you will be asked to complete your preferred volunteer application and check the option to submit for a background check through JDP. It's important for you to know that JDP is a third-party presenter that gives us information about your background checks. We do not approve or deny anyone's background check in CHISD. Once again, approval or denial is through JDP. Approval time is normally 1 to 5 business days, pending there are no flags in the applicant's background. In some cases, the background check is approved immediately. If the account is flagged for any reason, the approval of your account could take up to 2 weeks. All volunteers must use their legal name, including middle, date of birth, and address, but Social Security numbers are not required. Any error when entering information will prolong the approval process. You are encouraged to select the school or schools. If you have more than one scholar in CHISD, you are encouraged to select all of the schools you wish to volunteer during the application process in order to receive specific volunteer opportunities as shown as a regular volunteer. Now, to create a Volley account, we will begin to discuss how you would do that. You must create an account using the website https://cedarhillisd.volley.org. Once you have gone to our chisd.volley.org, you will come to a page where it asks you to create your Volley account. You will select Create Volley Account. As you see, it asks for your first and last name, You will give your email address for which you would like to be notified, phone number, zip, and you will create a password. Once you create your account, you will receive the email below from FACE, FACE at CHISD.net, welcoming you to Volley. You will complete the appropriate volunteer application type. So you will see you have the option of parent/community member, student, CHISD employee or substitute, or classroom observer, student teacher, or interns. Please make sure you appropriately correct the right volunteer type. You will also have to complete your demographic information, and that's your first and last name again, your street address, and city. We do have additional information that you will need to complete, and this is according to what I was saying earlier. If you have various schools in which your scholars attend, please make sure you list all of those schools, and then you will get that opportunity. It also asks if you are a student in Cedar Hill ISD, you would have to say yes or no. And then what languages do you speak, and check all that apply. It also will ask what days would you like to be available to volunteer, and which volunteer activities are you interested in. Now we come to the background information. It says, do you have any disciplinary actions or investigations pending by an employer? That's one of the questions, and it goes into more details. Have you ever been disciplined from any volunteer position or employment for any reason, or following an allegation or sexual misconduct, physical aggression, verbal aggression, or other inappropriate behavior or conduct? It also will ask, have you ever been convicted, pled guilty, or pled no contest to a criminal offense involving a sexual offense related to children? Have you ever been convicted of, pled guilty, or pled no contest involving or contending to a criminal offense relating to a crime of violence or assault? Have you ever been required to report or been reported to any organization or registry for abuse or misconduct involving children? And do you now, or have you ever sought out or intentionally viewed child pornography? Once you have said yes or no to those questions, you will then sign, I hereby confirm that Cedar Hill ISD volunteer application is complete. The screen will automatically appear. I want you to notice the yellow background check request. Please make sure that you do check this for the background check. Where most individuals misconstrue the information, the previous background information that you said yes or no to, when we go into a background check, it will give additional information regarding any previous activity related to your background. And I want to inform everyone today that just know that anything that has happened, whether it is a traffic violation, anything that is in a criminal database, it goes back for as long as the criminal background information is there. So we have had individuals that have had things on their background as far. Please be aware of that and know that those things will still be there and they will come up. Once you have completed the background check and you say yes, refresh the page and the screen below may appear. The yellow turns green when you pass. Many people pass immediately. If you do not receive an immediate green, please give it a few days. You will also receive an email if you were denied. And the email will come from face@chisd.net, and it will indicate you have passed your background check and are cleared to volunteer in Cedar Hill ISD. Or if you fail your background check, you will receive an email below, which with follow-up instructions included in the body of the email. And it will tell you that we are thanking you for your interest, but unfortunately we were unable to clear you to volunteer at this time. Since the background check conducted was based on the name search and not an actual fingerprint result, we ask that you contact face@chisd.net if you have any questions or further concerns or would like to give further details. If you would like to appeal, you can provide additional information that may assist the district in making a final decision of your volunteer status. And then within that email, you will receive your volunteer appeal form in both English and Spanish. That was an overview of our creating your Volley account and the things that go into that. And once again, I want to reiterate that it's very important that if you know you have something coming up at your child's school, that you get that done. If you are not in the system currently, that you go ahead and complete your background check, because it does take sometimes up to 5 days. And so we want to make sure that you're able to participate in the activity that you are wanting to do with your scholar. We don't want anything interfering with you being able to participate with your scholar at school. We will do a quick review of our handbook. We update this yearly for our volunteers, and this is the 2024-2025 handbook. I would ask that you go and view this. The link is on our Face page for volunteers. So if you go to communications and go to Family and Community Engagement website, you will see that there is volunteer pages, and there is a link for you to look at and review the volunteer handbook. And it's essential that you do that. But for today's purposes, I will highlight some things that are in the handbook that you will need to know as a volunteer. One of the things is we are wanting to protect our Longhorns, and we are going to talk about child abuse and sexual maltreatment. What is child abuse? It's any welcome or unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or other oral, written, physical, or visual conduct of a sexual nature. The physical contact of the private body area of a minor for the purpose of gratification will always be considered child abuse. Sexual abuse of a student by a mentor violates a student's constitutional right to bodily integrity. Sexual abuse may include, but is not limited to, fondling, sexual assault, or sexual intercourse. Volunteers, mentors who suspect a student may have experienced prohibited harassment are obligated to report their concerns to the campus volunteer or mentor coordinator. You can report that to me, or you can report that to the campus administrator. Volunteers or mentors who suspect a student may have experienced this. Once again, you may and you must report their concerns to the campus volunteer or mentor if they tell you about it. All allegations of prohibited harassment of a student will be reported to the student's parents and promptly investigated by CHISD police. It is important that you understand that romantic relationships between volunteers and mentors and students are strictly prohibited. This includes the following conduct: sexual-oriented conversations for the purpose of personal sexual gratification, calling students at home or elsewhere and engaging in appropriate social relations, engaging in physical contact that would reasonably be construed as sexual in nature. Please, volunteers, make sure that you are not having additional conversations with students on their personal devices through any kind of social media at any time. Also, If you're enticing or threatening students to get them to engage in sexual behavior in exchange for gifts or money, that's prohibited. The use of social media for any purpose other than appropriate volunteer or mentor student relationship building. And I would caution you once again on this. If you're not going to the FACE or CHISD Facebook accounts, please do not go to students' personal accounts and become friends with them, or please do not DM them for anything. And please do not engage in or partake in any type of form of grooming of students for sexual misconduct. Those are relevant things that are in the student handbook, our student volunteer handbook, but also there are other things that you can review in there regarding to proper attire, how to arrive at the campus, where you check in when you get to the campus. All of those important things and information will be reviewed in our volunteer handbook. So please ensure that you take time to review the volunteer handbook prior to going to a campus. Once again, I am Dr. McDonald, and I am the director of FACE. I will be managing all of your volunteer accounts. And if you have any concerns, you can start with the school, and then you can also reach out to me and we will be able to assist you. We're asking you to go ahead and reapply now. Volley is now open. If you go ahead and get your applications done now, you will be ready for the first day of class and the first day of school, because I do know that a lot of our campuses will need volunteers on the first day to assist them, especially our elementary campuses. We will need additional hands on that day to assist. So please make sure that you go ahead and get your application completed. It is open and you can do that today. It will be good through June of 2025. So once you are approved and you become a volunteer, you are good through 2025. At this time, do we have any questions? We are now accepting questions if you have any questions or comments. We do appreciate you choosing to volunteer with Cedar Hill ISD. Once again, you can email me. I am available for you to email me if you have additional questions, and I will show you my email account one more time. You can either contact me through face@chisd.net or keisha.mcdonald@chisd.net if you have any questions regarding volunteering. Once again, I appreciate you. And remember, August 10th, Saturday, August 10th, we will have our back to school rally. And we are looking forward to a wonderful event on that day. It will be from 10 a.m. to noon at Collegiate Academy and High School and Peggy Wilson STEM High School. So please make sure that you attend. We will have 1,000 backpacks and school supplies that will be on a first come, first serve basis. So make sure that you get there early, but most importantly, make sure you are enrolled. If you are not enrolled as a student in CHISD, you will not be eligible to receive a free backpack or school supplies. We thank you for what you do for our scholars in CHISD. We could not do it without you. And once again, thank you for attending. Have a great afternoon.